As the artist, I don't supply any answers and I don't give instruction on how to understand the work or where it's positioned in, be it politics or history, any theme really that's involved in the work. My goal is to assert agency to the viewer in that they can construct their own meaning from all this fragmented information and come up with their own conclusion, thinking about things in that gray zone where the work will spark some curiosity, not only about what is being represented, but in general about the world and the complexities surrounding us. If I were to broadly describe my work, I'd say that it's a provocative exploration of contemporary society. Provocative in the sense that it deals with a loaded thematic content, which is left for the viewer to contend with. What are they feeling? How are they supposed to, take this in? What is the positioning of the artist? Are they participating as the viewer in something that maybe they don't want to be participating in? It always begins with research. And in that research process is when I'm gathering images. I'm accumulating like a mass of images. Like in the beginning, I was scavenging like the dark web or the deep web. Then I was collecting, defunct zines from the 90s for various themes. For this biennial series, I was researching a small islet in Montenegro, Mamula Island, and its historical heritage. Even though I was born in Montenegro, I was raised in Egypt and the United States. So when I first went to Montenegro, it was 2021, and I was just going there for for a month. That was the plan, and I ended up really liking it. It was post-COVID, and things were kind of falling apart in the US for me, and in generally, I think. And I just made this impulsive decision to relocate. Why not try living in Montenegro? But in that month that I was visiting, we took a touristic boat excursion around the bay, and I saw this island, in the middle of the bay with this huge fortress on it, and I was like, oh, can we go there? I want to visit. And they were like, no, you can't go there. It's been sold, it's privatized, and that made it even more intriguing to me. And I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I ended up going there. I visited, but it was under the pretense of just visiting. It's 200 meters in diameter. 90% of the island is taken up by a fortress that was built in the 19th century by the Austro-Hungarians. In World War I, it was used as a prison. And in World War II, it was used as a concentration camp by the Italian fascist forces. And then in 2015, it was sold off by the government of Montenegro to foreign investors who would transform or revitalize it into a luxury hotel. One of the slogans for the hotel is, "It takes an island to feel this good." And I just thought it was very kind of eerie and strange, like a strange selection for a slogan. I wanted to go there. I wanted to see for myself what it looked like, and I got a tour of all of the rooms, and it's quite eerie because the rooms are all cells. They have one tiny window, but they're all like very magnificently decorated, but it's eerie because they're dark. They did retain this plaque, which is a quote by the Yugoslav partisans who were imprisoned there during World War II. It's in the Yugoslavian language, so it's not really accessible information to the tourists that the hotel is geared to. You know, you can't really get a sense of the history. It's not something that the hotel, you know, really wants to advertise, that it was used as a prison and a concentration camp. So. My relationship to this theme specifically is interesting because my grandfather, he was a partisan fighter, and he was imprisoned during World War II. He was captured by the Italian fascist forces and taken to another island concentration camp called Ponza in Italy, from where he actually escaped, and he made his way back on foot to Montenegro. So there is a personal relationship to this material. I was collecting archival material on site, so I was visiting the state archives of Montenegro and collecting images that they had. In this work, what you're seeing is the commander of Mamula camp, and in the Xerox, you can see that it says in the Yugoslavian language, Commandant Logora Mamula, which means commander of Mamula camp, concentration camp. But something that's peculiar about it is that there's a misspelling, there's a typo in Commandant. There's meant to be an N before the T, because Comandat means peace. Those kinds of moments are part of the intrigue for me in selecting the images. So for this work, it's featuring another archival image from the State Archives of Montenegro, and it features a group of inmates from the concentration camp that are present here smiling. So it's a peculiar moment because normally we expect of victims to be presented in this image of, you know, suffering and in a negative light, but here they're pictured smiling, and we don't really know when this photo was taken. It's undated, so is this in the process of their liberation, or is this in the process of them being there? Again, this throws the viewer into maybe a sense of confusion because it's not what's normally expected of the victims. Even when I'm dealing with a historical subject matter, such as for this biennial series, it's always relevant to today's time. You know, it brings up questions of how that region deals with their historical heritage. And I can't speak for the public, you know, the general public, but I do think that the people there all know what took place. But it's not something that's you know, really, how to say it, commemorated, I think. My sense is that it's more kind of like pushed to the side, like something that's trying to be forgotten, erased. So again, my goal there is to spark some curiosity, not only about what is being represented, but in general about, you know, the world and the complexities surrounding us, and critical engagement, considering various perspectives, considering not binary thinking. That's what I hope for the viewers, is to think about, you know, other perspectives, other possibilities, and like I said, it's a central theme in my practice, that the viewer is present and fulfills the meaning of the work.